We often hold on to the belief that the majority of those around us have genuine intentions, wanting good for themselves and for others. Yet occasionally we encounter individuals whose motives don't align with our well-being. These people, often masked under the guise of friends or colleagues, aren't always the positive presence they appear to be. They're the toxic individuals in our lives, capable of manipulating and causing discord without us realizing it. While their impact might not be immediately apparent, the result can be a gradual erosion of your mental wellness and personal happiness. Recognizing these toxic traits early is vital. These individuals often slip into your surroundings unnoticed, only to negatively influence your state of mind and disrupt your peace. Understanding their behaviors can equip you to deal with them effectively. Stay alert and take note of these warnings to protect yourself before any real harm occurs. So settle in with a comforting drink and immerse yourself in these teachings that hold the key to maintaining your inner serenity. Remind yourself regularly, defending my peace is essential. Sign 1. Toxic people exploit your weaknesses. Among those who spread negativity, there are some who are not only deceitful, but meticulously strategize their interactions. They skillfully win your confidence by identifying and exploiting your weaknesses. Once aware of what makes you feel vulnerable, perhaps a past shortcoming or a sensitive topic shared in confidence, they wield that knowledge as a weapon. For instance, they might frequently bring up an old mistake, implying, "You've always been bad at this. No surprise things went south again." Or perhaps they'd belittle you by saying, "Everyone knows you're not cut out for this." Such statements aren't rare, as these individuals aim to control how others perceive you by bringing up insecurities or past traumas at the most inopportune moments. Their goal is to undermine your confidence and instill feelings of self-doubt, convincing you that your worth and opinions are negligible. To safeguard yourself against this manipulation, it's essential to spot when someone's using your past as a means to hurt you. While being open and honest is crucial in relationships, discernment regarding who you share intimate details with is equally important. If someone consistently twists your vulnerabilities to their advantage, it's a strong indicator they are not contributing positively to your life. Setting boundaries and being cautious about who you entrust with personal experiences are vital steps. Sign 2. They dismiss your success. Envy is a key feature that often characterizes toxic people, and it frequently surfaces through their lack of enthusiasm for your victories. Rather than celebrating alongside you, they might belittle your accomplishments or act detached during your moments of joy. Whether it's a career milestone, a personal achievement, or a gathering celebrating your success, their response is often lukewarm or dismissive. It could be a colleague downplaying your promotion with a smirk, or a friend making a remark like, "Good for you, but don't expect it to last." Instead of uplifting you, they aim to drag you down or make you feel as if your success is trivial. Their insecurity and jealousy drive this behavior as they dwell on their perceived shortcomings rather than fostering genuine happiness for others' successes. They might also attempt to overshadow your triumphs by bragging about their past achievements or upcoming projects, suggesting, "I did that too, ages ago," or "Nice, but watch out for what I'm about to accomplish." In truth, they perceive your achievements as threats, diminishing them in an effort to feel better about their own situations. Understanding these behaviors is crucial, as it reveals the true intentions behind a person's facade. While they may display superficial joy for your accomplishments, their hidden agenda often betrays their actual motives. Surrounding yourself with individuals who sincerely support your success and genuinely rejoice in your triumphs is imperative. If someone consistently attempts to belittle your achievements, it's unmistakably one of the red flags of a toxic presence you may wish to reconsider in your life. Sign 3. Flattery as a manipulation tool. In the repertoire of toxic behaviors, flattery stands out as a subtle yet powerful instrument of manipulation. Such individuals often employ over-the-top praise and commendation, not as a sign of genuine appreciation, but as a strategic ploy designed to gain leverage or influence over you. The compliments, rather than being heartfelt, serve as a currency intended to make you feel beholden or indebted to them. Picture a scenario where a colleague excessively lauds your work, exclaiming things like, "You're irreplaceable, the best talent we've got," only to later coerce you into tasks outside your role, capitalizing on the rapport they've superficially built. Alternatively, a supposed friend might lavish you with admiration to engender a sense of uniqueness and closeness, only to use that bond for their benefit down the line. This approach cleverly exploits the innate human yearning for recognition and acknowledgement, crafting an illusion of value attached to their approval. These manipulative compliments foster an unwarranted sense of obligation, subtly steering you to act in ways that serve their aims. Over time, this dynamic spirals into an unhealthy relationship where you feel trapped by the recurring cycle of flattery and obligation. Being aware of the distinction between authentic praise and manipulative flattery helps maintain your autonomy. Trustworthy compliments are sincere and do not cause discomfort or lead you to question underlying motives. By remaining vigilant, you can protect your decisions from undue influence, ensuring they align with your own aspirations rather than being swayed by insincere commendations. Sign 4. The self-absorbed nature. A prominent trait among toxic personalities is their profound self-absorption. Their focus rarely shifts from their own needs and desires, making them oblivious or indifferent to the repercussions their actions may have on those around them. Conversations are often dominated by their issues, triumphs, or needs, leaving little room for mutual exchange. Consider a social situation where you only hear from a friend in their times of crisis or need for support, yet they vanish when you require similar companionship. Or envision a partner who expects you to drop everything at a moment's notice for them, paying scant attention to your aspirations or importance. These egocentric individuals are perpetually focused on narrating their stories, seldom engaging with your experiences. Interaction with them can become a draining endeavor, as you find yourself in a cycle of giving without receiving reciprocity. Over time, this lack of give and take depletes your emotional reserves, leading to feelings of neglect or exhaustion. They often take for granted your time, attention, and support while giving minimal in return. To safeguard your emotional well-being, it is vital to recognize if you are stuck in a dynamic where the relationship operates primarily in one direction. Healthy relationships stem from mutual understanding, respect, and exchange. If you find that your contributions are unacknowledged, it may indicate the presence of a self-absorbed individual, making it necessary to draw firm boundaries and prioritize your own needs. Sign 5. Exploitation of kindness. Among the vulnerabilities toxic individuals exploit is kindness. For those who are naturally generous, empathetic, and ready to lend a hand, these traits may inadvertently become liabilities in the presence of manipulative persons. Such toxic individuals spot an opportunity in your helpful nature, knowing you won't hesitate to extend support or offer a listening ear, despite their lack of deservingness. When your intrinsic kindness is treated as an inexhaustible resource, it's essential to reassess these relationships. Acknowledging that your goodwill might be viewed as a gateway to exploitation can arm you with the awareness needed to safeguard your mental and emotional health. Staying alert and ensuring that your kindness doesn't lead to your detriment are critical steps in maintaining balanced and equitable interactions. Consider a situation where someone frequently expects you to assist them with tasks or lend them money, yet they never acknowledge your efforts or give back. They might insist, You're the only person I can depend on. But when roles reverse and you find yourself in need, they conveniently vanish or come up with reasons why they can't help. By preying on your helpfulness, they know you have a hard time refusing their requests. Such misuse of your goodwill can manifest in numerous ways, whether emotionally, financially, or physically. These individuals twist your benevolence to their advantage, asking you to undertake things that only benefit them, with no regard for your own interests. Over time, this leaves you feeling worn out, undervalued, and used. Protecting yourself from this manipulation involves setting firm personal boundaries. Being generous and supportive is commendable, but it's crucial to ensure this doesn't lead to exploitation. Spotting these manipulative patterns early enables you to assertively decline unreasonable demands. Remember, positive relationships thrive on a foundation of mutual consideration rather than one-sided giving. Sign 6. They distance you from meaningful connections. A particularly harmful tactic of toxic individuals is the gradual isolation of their victims from supportive circles. Their aim is to create a dependency where you're emotionally reliant on them so they can exert more influence over your choices and feelings. This insidious isolation often begins subtly. They might encourage you to allocate more of your time to them while undermining your other relationships or inducing guilt for choosing time with others instead. For instance, a romantic partner might say, "You're always with your friends while I'm left alone," or a companion could complain, "You seem to never make time for me anymore." Gradually, these remarks cultivate feelings of obligation, causing you to drift away from family or friends due to guilt. Toxic figures understand that if they succeed in isolating you, they can exert control more easily. They'll attempt to disparage those in your life, labeling your friends or family as bad influences or even as toxic themselves, to deepen your trust in them and diminish your trust in others. It's a calculated move designed to make you question your perceptions, leaving you to believe they're the sole constant you can rely on. If you find you're consistently spending less time with those who truly care about you due to the negative sway of one individual, it's a glaring warning sign. Isolation, as a tactic, is a hallmark of toxic manipulation. Safeguard your mental and emotional health by surrounding yourself with people who genuinely support you and cherish your well-being. Toxic people aim to sever your supportive ties to dominate your life more completely. Resist their attempts by staying connected to the people who have your best interests at heart. Sign 7. Keeping you perpetually confused. Toxic individuals have a knack for plunging you into perpetual bewilderment. By habitually altering their behavior, spinning falsehoods, or contradicting themselves, they ensure you are constantly questioning reality. This manipulation strategy is crafted to keep you unsure of what's true, granting them sway over your decisions and thoughts. You may find yourself feeling disoriented, doubting your own judgment when interacting with them. Their behavior swings rapidly from kindness to criticism, turning unpredictable. Promises are made and broken. Declarations morph into their exact opposites, yet you can't seem to find a stable footing. Their mission is to keep you disoriented and therefore reliant on them to dictate clarity and provide validation. They may also distort facts or engage in mind games, causing you to question your grip on reality. Such an environment wreaks havoc on your mental well-being, leaving you in constant self-doubt and a sense of persistent wrongdoing. Prevent falling prey to this bewildering trap by trusting your instincts. Judgments clouded by confusion should be a signal for you to reassess your reality, placing trust in your perception over their confusing narrative. Interactions with sincerity and consistency are markers of healthy relationships, serving as a stark contrast to the turmoil toxic individuals create. Upholding awareness allows you to affirm your mental clarity and decision-making independence, free from the chaotic influence of a toxic presence. When interactions with someone leave you feeling uncertain or perplexed, it's a strong indicator of poisonous dynamics. These impressions shouldn't be dismissed lightly. Take time to analyze what's making you uneasy and consult with trusted friends or family for perspective. You don't have to let a toxic individual's distortion of reality dictate your own. Recognizing these behaviors can help you avoid deeper damage by distancing yourself when necessary. Indicator 8. They cause you to doubt your worth. It's unfortunately common for toxic people to undermine your self-value, often subtly, through a consistent erosion of your confidence. Their approach may be gradual, rarely flagrant, but consequential. Over time, they strategically chip away at your stories, accomplishments, and self-view by making demeaning comments on how you express yourself or appear, aiming to sow seeds of inadequacy. Imagine hearing persistently diminishing comments like, "If you were less sensitive, you'd handle things better," or "You'd be more successful if you weren't so emotional." These are not random remarks. They're devised to instill a sense of brokenness, convincing you that your aspirations are unattainable with your current perceived faults. This degradation usually begins subtly, masked as jokes or seemingly trivial barbs. Yet these patterns of negativity begin to undermine your internal belief system. Slowly you might start questioning your abilities and worthiness, feeling convinced that the poisonous remarks carry weight. To defend your psychological health, it's vital to identify when these destructive criticisms target you. Consider how conversations leave you feeling. If your self-esteem diminishes after every interaction, it's a red sign you're in a harmful orbit. Make it a priority to surround yourself with those who bolster your growth and confidence. Elevating your self-esteem is crucial for shielding against such negativity, ensuring these adverse influences don't leave lasting marks. Indicator 9. Disregard for your boundaries. Another hallmark of toxic behavior is the continuous overstepping of your personal boundaries. Everyone sets emotional, physical, or mental limits, and respecting these is essential for healthy interaction. However, toxic individuals routinely ignore these margins for their own benefits, dismissing your comfort or preferences. Picture a peer consistently reaching out late at night, indifferent to your need for rest, or an acquaintance frequently dropping by unannounced despite requests for prior notice. Such individuals often rationalize their transgressions with remarks like, "I didn't think you'd mind," or "Relax, it's not a problem." Their excuses stem from an inherent disregard for your well-being, favoring their own priorities. You might be guilted into feeling unreasonable for asserting boundaries, or coerced into believing your needs are insignificant. This relentless infringement can foster feelings of overstimulation, depletion, or resentment. Standing firm in your boundaries is crucial to maintaining self-respect and emotional balance. Should someone persistently ignore your expressed limits, it's a testament they don't honor you as an individual. Clear communication of your expectations is vital. If those are still not observed, distancing may become necessary. Your right to enforce boundaries is not subject to others' comfort. Indicator 10. Overbearing criticism. Toxic people have a penchant for running people down, frequently under the guise of constructive criticism or as a cloak of helpful intent. What may seem like guidance often reveals itself as undue censure, aimed at pointing out perceived faults beyond your control and chipping away at self-esteem. This can manifest as relentless critique at the workplace, masked as professional advice or personal judgments, presented as mere observations from those purportedly meant to care. Such verbal jabs, intended to undermine, might highlight minor mistakes as character flaws, misusing feedback to belittle. Recognizing when corrective input crosses into harmful criticism is crucial for mental defense. Discerning when advice is genuine or meant to harm allows you to guard against undue negativity, ensuring your growth is nurtured by genuine support, not buried under destructive commentary. Toxic individuals often focus on highlighting your perceived shortcomings, magnifying imperfections to make you question your self-worth. Perhaps it's a spouse suggesting you'd be happier if you just changed your look, or a companion hinting, at this stage, you should have achieved much more. These remarks, though appearing harmless initially, accumulate to erode your self-confidence deeply. Over time, you might internalize these criticisms, which slyly aim to undermine your sense of self and keep you feeling constrained. Such persistent negativity is designed not only to control your self-perception, but also to influence your behavior according to their own agenda, using criticism as a tactic to establish superiority and keep you in a position of inferiority. To protect yourself from these damaging interactions, recognize when feedback crosses into exploitation. If a relationship constantly leaves you feeling inadequately criticized, take a step back to consider whether it truly supports your growth. Safeguarding your sense of worth with healthy boundaries will help prevent these harmful critiques from infiltrating your mental well-being. Trait 11. They master the art of victimhood. One of the hallmark behaviors of toxic personalities is their constant victim mentality. They consistently deflect any personal accountability, twisting narratives to elicit sympathy and absolve themselves from blame. This tendency compels you to feel culpable for their hardships, as they lament, "Nobody understands my struggles," or repeatedly note, "It's always this way for me, nothing ever works out." They never reflect on their own contribution to problems, opportunistically spotlighting their suffering to draw in sympathy and responsibility from you. For those constantly surrounded by this pattern, it becomes draining. Their self-pity narrative is a strategy to manipulate emotional support from others, leaving you emotionally taxed and focused on placating them while sidelining your own needs. Be cautious of this pattern. It's a diversion tactic, preventing you from recognizing their refusal to own up to their role in any scenario. Empathy is important, but distinguish between genuine need and a manipulative sob story that's designed to burden you emotionally with their issues. Trait 12. They manipulate your image. Toxic individuals often work cunningly to dominate how others perceive you, narrating falsehoods and misrepresentations to control social perceptions. Whether disseminating half-truths or blatant lies, their mission focuses on distancing you from your support networks and casting doubt on your character. Picture a co-worker spreading tales about your professional inadequacy, or a partner exaggerating disagreements to paint a misleading picture to friends or family. These narratives aren't incidental. They're intentionally crafted to warp others' perceptions of you. This behavior is rooted in jealousy, a desire to maintain control, or simply a push to damage your reputation for their advantage. Recognizing the manipulation of your image is crucial, as these moves often stem from their insecurities and desire for dominance rather than any factual basis. By deliberately misguiding others about your character, they aim to tighten their control by isolating you, ensuring your narrative conforms to their agenda. Shield yourself from such toxic maneuvers by staying grounded in your truth and seeking out those who genuinely understand your intentions. Remaining true to yourself, despite their efforts, will help you withstand their attempts to distort your image and keep your support system intact, protecting your integrity amidst these unfounded attacks. Recognizing when someone is distorting your reality is crucial in preserving your authentic self. If you find that people are beginning to react to you based on distorted stories spread by a toxic person, it's vital to take charge of the narrative. Addressing these distortions head-on and clarifying any misconceptions can help maintain your credibility and protect your reputation. Being transparent about your intentions and actions is essential in combating these underhanded attempts to influence others' perceptions of who you are. Indicator 13. Emotional manipulation through your feelings. Toxic individuals are adept at weaponizing your emotions to exert control. They are well versed in triggering your guilt, sorrow, or anger, twisting circumstances to make you feel culpable. Whether through implying you're overreactive or labeling you as overly sensitive, they deflect their wrongdoing and place the blame squarely on your shoulders. Consider a scenario where, if you express disappointment over their behavior, they retort with accusations of you being too dramatic or insist that it wasn't such a big deal. This not only invalidates your feelings, but also shifts the narrative away from their misconduct. Over time, this manipulation strategy can deplete your emotional resilience, leaving you questioning the legitimacy of your responses and viewing yourself as the one at fault. Safeguarding against this manipulation requires confidence in your perceptions and emotions. A toxic person's pattern of dismissing your feelings to dodge accountability is a warning sign. Validating your emotions and articulating your needs without succumbing to their twists preserves your emotional integrity. Indicator 14. Needing to outshine. The habit of constantly trying to outdo others is a signature trait of toxic people. Rather than supporting your achievements, they feel compelled to overshadow them. This behavior stems from an inability to celebrate others' successes due to their own insecurities. In professional environments, this could manifest as someone belittling your accomplishments to elevate their own status. Within friendships, they might dominate conversations with tales of their exploits, striving always to commandeer attention. When faced with such behavior, remind yourself that their actions are driven by self-doubt. They perceive your achievements as a threat and consequently attempt to minimize them to boost their self-worth. Remaining unaffected by their need to one-up and focusing on your own goals ensures that their insecurities do not diminish your progress. Surround yourself with individuals who genuinely appreciate your triumphs and amplify your victories. Our interactions shape our emotional landscape, and being vigilant about the presence of toxic individuals can profoundly impact your happiness. By trusting your instincts and prioritizing your serenity, you protect yourself from emotional disruptions. Acknowledge that not everyone who presents a friendly demeanor harbors good intentions. By identifying these negative influences early, you can better safeguard your mental and emotional health. Share your experiences or thoughts below if you've ever found yourself emotionally drained by someone's tactics. Join the conversation on recognizing these toxic behaviors and gain insights into fostering positivity. Like, subscribe, and say, "My tranquility is worth preserving." Thank you for engaging with this crucial dialogue.